Hello and welcome or welcome back to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, and if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching this on Rumble, thank you. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you again. If you would, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and turn on all notifications. I'd appreciate it, guys. So what we're doing is we're doing our morning segment. We're trying this out for a few weeks, and this is week number 2. And I don't have, as of right now, I have nothing going on this week in the mornings. So I will be able to do this Monday through Friday at the same time, which is 11 o'clock my time, Mountain Standard Time, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. What we've been working on is we've been working on building set number 71799. This is the Ninjago City Markets. This is a 6,000, I can't remember exactly, but over 6,000 piece set. The reason I'm doing it is I have bought the other Ninjago set that's fairly new, and we're going to build that one on live streams, and I want to have something to compare everything to in the end. So that's what we're working on right now. I can't tell you what bag we're on because we're not really following bags. I just kind of lay out the pieces and we build it. And each stream out is what I've been doing. So let's go ahead and switch cameras so you guys can see where I'm at and where the progress is at. And I am excited about it because, well, we've been working on this. This is part number 5, actually. Okay, so this is what we got here. We've got, oh, actually, let me grab the other building. Okay, so this is what we've been working on right here. And it goes together just like this. This is the tram system. I do need to work on this. For some reason, it won't lay flat. So I got to figure that out. But I'm going to remove this because we're not going to be working on this part at all today. Only this other part. And speaking of other part, let's just get started. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. I know there are a lot of people, including the comic cat Garfield, that can't stand Mondays. I hope you're not one of those. I hope that you look at Mondays differently as an opportunity to start the week and to do it right. And I can't believe this. Oh, I dropped the piece. Okay, cool. Going to say I can't believe that I already lost it or lost the piece, but I did not. So anyway, this is what we got. I've got a few news of the weirds for you guys today, and I've also got another segment which we're going to do right off of Reddit. We're going to read some of those "Am I the A-hole" posts, and we'll decide together whether they're the A-hole or not. And I don't know why I grabbed the wrong one, but I will grab the right one. I estimate that we have, we're probably going to be doing this majority of the week, finishing this off. This set is massive with 6,000, a little over 6,000 pieces. And no matter how fast I try to go, it just doesn't move that fast. So, well, let's start off with one of those "Am I the A-hole" posts. And I have not read through these. So my reactions are going to be genuine, and hopefully yours too. Okay. This one. Am I the a-hole for telling my biological daughter that I was nothing more than an egg donor and that her real mother is the woman who raised her? Yikes. I'm not sure I want to touch that one. Okay. Initial thoughts? Anybody? My initial thought is, yeah, that sounded like a-hole behavior. But let's read it because maybe there's more to the story. I'm sure there is. So I won't cast my judgment fully yet. I'll just say, starting off, that does sound kind of bad. Okay. It says, okay, they started off. Advice needed. Sorry for this long but complicated. I really need some perspective. Okay, all right. Let's see what she says. 25 years ago, my close friend Clara and her husband James were struggling with infertility. Clara could not conceive or use her own eggs. Okay, sounded a little bit less like an a-hole. Okay, let's see. She asked me if I would consider carrying the baby for them to use my egg and James' sperm. I had already had my 2 kids and was done having children. I was hesitant at first, but eventually agreed because I wanted to help my friend to become a mother. Okay, well, I mean, you can at least say her heart's in the right place. Start off with. 9 months later, their daughter Bella was born. From the start, Clara and James raised her as their own. I've always been auntie to her and just a close family friend, and that's all she ever knew. Okay, well then why did somebody tell her? Because I think that's probably where the problem started right there. Okay. I'm going to keep reading, but I just need to put this together because my mind, sometimes I can't even walk and chew bubble gum at the same time sometimes. Okay. My own kids always knew the truth. Oh, why'd you tell them that? Oh, okay. Well, I see where the problem's forming. Your close family friend, you did this to help out, but then you told your kids. They're not going to keep the secret. That's the problem right there. A few weeks ago, I'm sorry. My own kids always knew the truth and never hid it from them. They always understood that Bella was biologically related to them and that I had helped my friend start a family. I never told Bella anything because I truly didn't feel it was my place. Well, you already let the cat out of the bag. And I think that's where the problem is. It was something her parents needed to decide if or when they told her. Well, no, that's the problem. You already told your kids, so they're not going to keep that secret. That's too much. I think that's too much for anybody to carry, because your close family friend, you said, so they're seeing her all the time. So no. I don't like where this is going at all, to be honest. And I messed up a piece, so let me take care of that right now. I forgot to put this piece on there. A few weeks ago, Bella and her fiance, okay, I don't like where this is going because I just feel like this is dumb. Why tell your kids? A few weeks ago, Bella and her fiance were at his family's house, and they did all of one of those DNA test kits for fun. When the results came back, Bella saw that she had Cuban and black ancestry, which confused her since she knows both of her parents are white. Instead of asking them, she used the combination to their safe, which she had learned a while back, and started going through personal documents. She found an old photo of me pregnant in a hospital bed with Clara holding my hand, and she found paperwork about Clara's infertility. After that, she started pulling away, especially from Clara, and none of us understood why until everything exploded. Okay, well, all right. I'm going to stop you right there. Yes, you are the a-hole. I'm sorry to say, but if it is too much for a person, okay, put yourself in Bella's shoes. Okay, you find out something like this, and you want to reach out to your biological mom, and then she gives you the cold shoulder. I mean, I'm sorry, but you decided to be a parent, yes, albeit a very controversial, weird sort of way. And people just are not, most people cannot separate their feelings like that. And I just really don't think Bella's going to be able to separate her feelings. So, yeah, I do think it's an a-hole move to kind of ignore her and tell her that you don't want to be her mom. I mean, she's old enough now that she's getting married, so it's not like you got to change diapers or you got to put her through school or anything like that. I mean, if anything, we're talking about an occasional phone call. Hey, like my husband and I aren't getting along. I'm not really sure what to do. I don't want my marriage ruined. What do you suggest, Mom? I mean, that's probably going to be the extent of what she's going to have to do. So, yeah, I think she is kind of an a-hole. And, being a father of 4 kids, I can tell you that my kids ask me all the time. Well, not all the time, but enough. My kids ask me enough, times a week. In fact, it's like I've said this before in my streams. It's a rare day if I don't hear from one of my kids. So, yeah, I think that kind of is the a-hole move, just to tell her, deal with it. You're a mom. There's certain responsibilities that come with being a mom. And I would say that about a dad, too. There's responsibilities when you're a parent. So get over it and do your responsibilities. That's what I say. We've got other Am I the A-hole posts that we can get to. And for some reason, I pulled an extra one of these, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. Oh, no, I didn't. It's right here. Okay. Let's go ahead and add this. And good morning to anybody who just joined me. How you doing? How is your day going? My day is going absolutely fantastic. Last night, I went through some more of that set, those sets I bought. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you. A guy that my son used to work with, he knew that I collected Lego. He collects Lego, and or he did collect Lego, I should say. He got a hold of me because he ran into some financial trouble, wanted to unload all of his sets, and I went over there, took a look at what he had, made him an offer, and he had like the Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT, he had the AT-TE, Darth Vader helmets, the Rebel 5 helmets. What was the other helmet? God, I can't remember. Anyway, the Infinity Gauntlets. Anyway, he had a bunch of sets, and I picked them up for $700, all of them. Now I have to go through the painful task of figuring out what's there and what's not there, and that's what I did last night. I put together the AT-TE Walker, and actually I'm pretty impressed. There wasn't a whole lot missing. There's one gun missing, but all the minifigures are there, but just one gun missing. Lucky for me, I have, as you know, that Great Wall of Lego, and on that Great Wall of Lego, I have a bunch of pieces and stuff that are spares. So I have the gun that's missing. I just need to walk out there and grab it, put it in the set, and that set will be 100% complete, which I'm happy for. And this is my second one because I bought one myself when it came out. But I mean, AT-TE Walker, after all, there's not going to be just one on the battle scene, so it's okay to have more than one. All right, what I'm going to do is slide this aside because we are done with the little walkway up there. Well, not really, because we're missing this little chunk right here, but I'm sure we'll get to it. But I don't need this for a while, so let me set it aside. Yeah, I need a little bit of a pick-me-up this morning. I'm dragging, and I have been dragging, so it's been rough, and it's been tough. I kicked the energy drink habit about a month ago, and I've been struggling with it. Like, the first 2 weeks was really hard. Then after that, it seemed like it got easier. And then about 3 mornings ago, all of a sudden it felt like I had the headaches came back, and I just feel really tired again. It's been pretty rough. So the moral of the story is do not start energy drinks. They're addictive, and it sucks to be addicted to them. But anyway, I've got more. Let's do a news of the weird. How's that? I've got plenty of news of the weird. My goodness, people are just crazy. All right. Oh, what happened to my news of the weird? It disappeared on me. That's all right. That's just a few clicks away. I like to use Chuck Shepard's his column. I've been listening to Chuck Shepard for years and years and years. All right. Please do not ask me to try to pronounce foreign names. I can barely pronounce the local ones. We're just going to call him Chang since it starts with Chang, but it's Chang Chun, and I can't even do the rest because it has an X in there. Yeah, forget it. So let's get to the story. Forget that part. Chang, a soccer club. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. It's the name of a club, but still. A soccer club in China's League Two was fined $4,100 for an incident on June 28th. The New York Times reported. Okay, well, at least it's not the Wall Street Journal. No, I'm just kidding. The Chinese Professional Football League said that the team had placed a number of feudal superstitious items in an away team's dressing room before its match. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I forgot about that. I had a boss once who his wife was Chinese, and she was actually born in China and had immigrated here. And yes, the Chinese people in general tend to be very superstitious. So, okay, I see where the problem is. Okay. The paper charms were printed with such threat as by decree they must be defeated. And eventually it worked. The Chang team won the match by 2-0. Okay, well that is pretty odd. It's odd, yeah. Okay, well, to each his own. They all have their thing, I guess. And if making origami demons and sticking it in the locker room works for you, more power to you, I guess. I don't really know what to say about that. Hello, John. How you doing? And hello, Ken. How you doing? Oh, you're clocking at 1:45. All right, man. Well, how was your weekend, Ken? And John, how was your weekend? I've actually had a great weekend. I don't think you guys were here, so I'll just tell you what I did. So I actually, you remember those Lego sets that I bought a few weeks back? Or actually, it's been about 2 months ago. From that kid who needed to pay off needed to keep his car from being repoed, and he used to work with Spencer, and I went over there and bought, I don't know, I think it was like 14 sets for $700, and one of them was the AT-AT, which is worth $700 all by itself. Anyways, what I'm getting to is that I took the ATTE walker this weekend, and I verified all its pieces, and it's only missing a gun to one of the minifigures, but I've got it, so it's fine. But it is nice to put it together. Getting the house prepped for the pup. Sent you some photos of Porto's BF. Okay, I'll take a look at it. And Ken said busy. And John says busy. Awesome. Well, awesome. I'm glad. It's better than hear you guys bored. But I've got a couple more sets to complete that collection that I bought. I need to verify. I think I only have 2 more sets to go. I think that's right. Yeah. Oh, no, 3. Because the Infinity Gauntlet is also on the list. But anyway, it's not a big deal. I actually look forward to verifying these things Because the sooner I get them verified, the sooner I'm done with them, and we're done all together. And John says, I hope that the Enterprise D comes with some good minifigures. They usually do. I haven't seen anything more on it, John, so I can't verify that. But they usually do a pretty decent job with the minifigures, especially on those bigger sets. I would say that Lego doesn't aim to disappoint, but sometimes they do. And John says, maybe tonight after I clean my kitchen, I'll work on some Lego myself. Her puppy playpen will be here tomorrow. Awesome, dude. I have no idea if I'm going to stream later tonight or not. I hate to give such an ambiguous answer, but honestly, I just don't know. I got a lot going on here that I'm trying to accomplish, and I mean, I could, because it's not that hard to do it, because I mean, all I got to do is pour out some bags. It's different than this one where I have to lay out the pieces and find them. So, but we'll see what happens, man. John says, oh, come on, I like it when you do 2 streams. Yeah, I understand, John, but also keep in mind it's easy to get burnt out from doing 2 streams a day. But like I said, I'm just kind of trying this out for the next couple of weeks. And if things continue to go well, I'll continue to do the mornings with Chip. Because like I said, I mean, I normally, when I'm doing this stuff right now, I normally do it anyway. I mean, I would have been doing this off camera anyway, because I want to get ready for the set, for the other Ninjago set, because I don't keep all my Legos built anymore. I can't. I don't have all the room. So, but what I did was, when the last time I took it apart, I just went ahead and labeled everything, and I've got a database that if I punch in the number, it tells me what tote I can find it in, and all my totes have labels on them, like what number they are. So I can find sets really easily now, but I have to find the time to put them together in order to do my comparisons. And if you look at my videos, that the medieval siege market, I had 2 other sets I compared it to, so I had to build those and find the time, and I did that off camera. And you know, I don't see the reason to do it off camera anymore. I mean, after all, I know that you guys like watching me build, so that's what I'm doing. And I spent the weekend dealing with wasps and playing with new RoboCop City Unfinished. Okay, awesome. And oh yeah, you know something? Wasps. I got a problem with them too here, and I always wait till nighttime to spray the heck out of them. That's the best way to do it, man. Just spray the crap out of them, because they don't fly that well at night. In fact, I've never seen them fly at all at night. So you won't get stung, or I can't guarantee that, but I've never been stung when I get them at night. So awesome. I hope you are able to eradicate that problem. Wasps are, well, remember a few minutes ago I did that "Am I the a-hole" post? Well, if a wasp was able to post on that page, the answer would always be yes, you are the a-hole, because wasps are just a-holes. I've been stung so many times. In fact, I'd never been stung by a wasp before in my whole entire life until I moved into this house right here, and now I've been stung so many times, and it's never fun. John says, am I saying that right? Porthos? Is it Portos? How do you say that? I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't know. He has kind of a separation anxiety I'm working with now. If I have her in the crate and go to the kitchen, she starts crying when I step out of visual sight for her. Yeah, you know, that kind of reminds me of kids. Kids do the same thing when they're younger. I mean, I know my kids did. It's after about the time they start walking is when they do that. For humans, that is. And I'm sorry you're dealing with that, John. That can be quite the pain. So Ken says, yeah, I know. We have them in a bush almost close to where. Oh, yeah. And, you know, probably every time you get out of your car, they're harassing the crap out of you. Yeah. Enzo kind of cracks me up. If I have him outside and there's a wasp bothering him, he'll just eat it. And I don't know how he does that because, I mean, they got to be stinging the inside of his mouth. But Enzo doesn't care, man. He says, F it. I'm done. I'm taking care of this problem. So I let her cry until he stops. Which is worse, gator snakes, or wasps? I'm going to say snakes, dude, because I can't stand snakes. Snakes is fast. And not only that, a wasp won't normally kill you. I mean, they'll hurt you, yes, but they don't normally kill you. Okay, for some reason this does not. Oh, there we go. I got it on right. Okay, cool. Yeah, a snake bite can kill you, so I'm going to say snakes are worse, John. And I thank God I've never been bit by a snake. And I mean, even if a snake's not venomous, they can still bite you. And if they do, it's still painful. And so, yeah, I think I'd rather deal with a wasp. Because the wasp, you can take way more wasp stings than you can snake bites before you die. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. What do you think, John? What do you think's worse? And if you guys want a Mrs. Chip update, I have heard from Mrs. Chip. She did land successfully. She is in her training. So, oh yeah, no, I understand that. And I don't want you to lose your dog either. And by the way, how do you pronounce the name? And I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't know. And I do have some more news of the weird and that kind of stuff we'll get to here in a second. Oh boy, that is rough. Okay. All right, let's do another news of the weird here. Okay, again, I did not read these ahead of time, so we are learning this nonsense together. An unnamed man hiking in the Phi Glacier in Switzerland on July 4th suddenly broke through a snow bridge and fell 26 feet into a narrow crevasse. You know, that I have heard that happening with these glaciers is that they're just like real terrain, like mountains and stuff. There could be ledges. They're dangerous. They are very dangerous. He had a walkie-talkie and reached someone nearby who alerted emergency responders, but his exact location was not known. And that's another problem too, man. I mean, like, a glacier looks all the same. I mean, and the features are constantly changing, and they do move, and yeah, that sounds like a cluster of a you know what that I'm not going to say. Luckily for him, his companion was his long-haired Chihuahua, who paced patiently near the edge of the hole where rescuers eventually saw him. See, now that right there is just a bit of luck, and I don't know why I didn't grab the right piece. I'm going to grab it. Okay, I got it. They were able to rappel down the crevasse and bring the man out. He and his canine savior were flown to the hospital. The dog is a four-legged hero who may have saved this guy's life in this life-threatening situation. A statement I can't even read. The statement read from the Air Zermatt, the rescue company. Okay. I'm not good at, like I said, I can barely pronounce English names, and that's my first language. But actually, that's a pretty cool story. That ain't so weird. I would like to think that Enzo would do that for me if I ever faced that situation. And yeah, I just threw a piece on the floor. But yeah, that's pretty cool. His dog stayed right there to kind of give the marker where he was at. All right, I need to go grab that piece. I just dropped it. All right, got it. Okay. All right, John, I'll take a look at it after the stream's over. Oh, man. All right, let's do another Am I the A-hole post. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, I don't get this one. Okay. Okay. Am I the a-hole for staying full-time at my mom's to avoid my stepsister and dad's expectations for our relationship? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. My parents got divorced when I was really little, and he remarried when I was 4. This person's currently 16 years old. 16-year-old female. My stepsister is the same age as me. Okay, well, I can see that being a problem, especially among women. I grew up with 4 sisters. I feel like I'm qualified to say that because I saw some pretty nasty fights growing up. Girls can be vicious. And let's see. I spent every other week at my dad's house, so I had an equal relationship with both my parents. I don't know about that. Every other weekend's only 2 days, so that means 2 out of 14 days. I don't agree with that statement. My stepsister saw my dad once or twice a year, and that stopped happening after a few years of my dad and my new stepmom being married. Okay. I'm not seeing the problem yet. Because we're so close in age and similar-ish, my dad and stepmom decided that we could be the best of friends and do everything together. Well, that's your first problem. Forcing anybody to do anything never works. People do what they want to do. Sometimes people will alter their behavior if they're gently nudged, but in general, people will do whatever it is that they want to do. So I'm starting to sense some problems here of why it didn't work out. When I was at their house, we were expected to hang out all the time and to include each other in everything, even if I was hanging out with my own friends. Again, when you start forcing stuff, that's when stuff starts happening. My stepsister became super attached to it, but I hated it, knew it, especially the part about not being able to see friends without the other one involved. After a few years, my stepsister pretended to like all the things that I did, so we'd be the same after school, in the same school activities, and so our birthday parties were identical right down to the type of cake we'd get. It also meant that we had less gifts and had to share big stuff because we both loved them anyways. Yeah, I'm seeing some problems here. At my dad's house, nothing was mine, not my clothes, not my toys, or not even my room. Yeah, I think I'm starting to side with the person. Whenever I try to get space for my stepsister, she complained to her mom or my dad, and my dad would step in and tell me I needed to make time for my sister. I'm gonna side with the person here, and I'm gonna say not the a-hole. I grew up with a little sister who was 4 years younger than me, and my mom, when I was growing up, told me I had to be her protector because that was back in the age when people just kind of went outside and they stayed outside until the lights came on, the street lights. And so, yeah, my mom expected me to take care of my little sister, which, I mean, at first I thought it was cool because, I'm being asked to protect somebody. But after a while, it got old because that meant that she had to go everywhere with me. And also meant she tattled on anything I did too. So I know I can understand that. And I mean, kids are going to be kids. So I don't think anything's too wrong with that. Oh, let's get that in there. Okay, there we go. All right. I wish I could tell you what bag we're on, but we're not really on a bag. This is going to be a problem, this piece right here. I do like how they used it like that, though. Okay. All right, so we built this little compartment here, and yeah, see, I told you this is going to be a problem. I can just tell. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to build the next level, I'm sure. Oh, okay, we're on bags 27 and 28. That's what the instructions say, although I'm not really following that because how I did it. But okay, let's. Why did I have 3 of those? Did I mess that up? I did. Okay, well, I got to put one more flower on this thing. Let's put it on there. All right, so that little thing fell out again. I'm just going to leave it out at this point. Okay, so now we have the proper foliage right here. Let's go ahead and build the next level. Oh, I didn't do that right. Let's do that right. I have built this set once before. I just don't remember building it. To be quite honest, I think it's been over a year since I built it. I'm sick of this. Come on, just get on there. Okay, thank you. I keep thinking I'm hearing my garage door go off, but it's not. because the garage door is right underneath my feet because I'm right above the garage, and I keep feeling like I'm hearing it go off, but it's not. It's kind of like that phantom thing of your phone, feeling like it vibrates when it's in your pocket, but it's not vibrating. And hello, Owen, how you doing? How's your morning, afternoon going? Wherever it is you might be. I'm doing pretty good, my friend. I'm a bit tired, but that's my fault. I was trying to verify a set that I bought off somebody last night. It was kind of a mess because the guy started building it, but several of the bags looked like they were closed until I got to him, and he had cracked them open, and I didn't realize it, and I'd pick up a bag out of the box, and it would spill everywhere. It was a pain. I did get the set for pretty cheap. It was the ATTE Walker from the Clone Wars. It's 8 p.m. for me right now. Oh, dang. So you must be in like Germany, because if I remember right, that was the time zone for that when I lived in Germany for 2 years. And I'm not trying to dox you or anything. I'm just taking a wild guess that you're in Germany or somewhere like that. That's England. Okay. All right. Well, that's true. They are on the same time zone, aren't they? Okay. Well, cool, man. That's awesome. So, have you ever been to the States, or are you just? I mean, just asking. I've actually I've been to England once. It wasn't for very long, so I was kind of on my way somewhere else, and so we stopped and looked around London a little bit, and then went back and continued on. But England's been one of those places that I would love to live for a while, not like permanently or anything, but like live there for, let's say, a year or two, and just kind of see all the historic places. You've lived in Germany. Okay. I lived in Mannheim, Germany. That's where my wife was stationed when we were there. And that was interesting to say the least. I loved living in Germany, actually. I love the people of Germany. They are so freaking blunt. They just don't care. I love how if they're speaking something, they just tell you. And there's no questions on where they stand because, well, if you question it, they'll just tell you. And even if you don't ask, they'll tell you. You lived in Hamburg. Okay. Well, that's not too far from Mannheim. It's a little bit over an hour if I remember right, but I'm not saying I do remember right. I'm guessing that one of your parents was in the military. And if I remember right, no, actually it's more than an hour because Hamburg's up north, northern part of Germany, if I remember right. That's right. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get my bearings there. Your dad was in the Army. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the reason I ended up in Germany. Is my wife was in the Army, and well, she still is, but we were stationed there 3 years. And I mean, to be quite honest with you, I love living there. And as far as England's concerned, my dad's side of the family, they're originally from England. I mean, when I say originally, I mean like way originally. Because my dad's family, some of them came over in the 1600s to America. But I've always been interested. A lot of my people, my ancestors, came from the Liverpool area, which I have never been to Liverpool. I don't know much about it. You just turned 18. Okay. Well, I would love to see pictures of your city, by the way. If you want to send them to me, I would love to see it. And I've got a Facebook page called a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. And if you want to post them there, I believe you can. If you cannot post them there and you still want to send them, I still would like to see them. And you can send it to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys, all one word, at gmail.com. And I love cities. And yeah, even if you just started it, I'd still love to see it. I got pictures of myself at 4 and 5 years old trying to make cities. Now, granted, the cities I made back then are quite primitive compared to the ones I make today. But I assure you, I was trying to do that when I was 4 years old. So, just working. Okay, on the Mills plating. Well, see, that I like right there. The Mills plating to me is fun because it now allows us builders to build depth to things. Like some of my train tracks I've done like little arches underneath them all the way through to make it look like water's going underneath it. And then on my my ocean area, I've indented it down so the boat sits in the water. I love Mills plating. Whoever came up with that idea, that was ingenious. Yes, it's expensive too, but the amount of depth that you're able to add because of Mills plating, I think is just really awesome. It's just a pain in the butt to get started. That's for sure. I buy sets for pieces and also bulk I own. That's awesome. And you know something? That is the way to go. I don't know how England works, so I'm not sure if this idea I'm going to give you is going to work. But here in the States, what I did is, you know, when somebody dies, a lot of times there'll be an estate sale, especially if the person died without a will. And so I contacted some of the people that ran the estate sales, and I would just ask them, hey, if you come across an estate with Lego, please let me know so I can bid on it. And believe it or not, they were happy to call me and be like, hey, yeah, this guy had a couple Lego sets. And I don't know, I haven't done it for the last 6 years, but back then I used to go, and many times I was the only person interested in Lego at the estate sales, and I used to end up being able to buy them for a pretty decent price. I picked up quite a few that way, and I don't know if England does that, but estate sales. But if they do, I'd try it. All right, so we got a bunk bed going here. And I love how Lego uses the picture to hold the bunk bed in on that side. It's pretty ingenious, actually. Well, that's awesome. So what kind of I think we've talked about this. You do have your own YouTube channel, if I remember right. But I've got I buy from eBay 20 kilograms at a time. Well, that's awesome. That's like 40 something pounds in the US. That's a lot of Lego. Yeah, I had a Lego guy that I used to buy from. He got returns from Walmart and Amazon, that kind of stuff, but he doesn't do it anymore. So my Lego source kind of dried up on that. kind of bummed me out because he's a real nice guy too. But when he went out of business, I bought his final inventory from him, and I drove down to Las Vegas, 8 hours away, to pick it up. But it filled the whole back of my pickup, so, and I didn't hardly resell any of that. I kept most of it, so. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff. It's like Christmas morning all over again. I feel like a kid. Some would argue I am a kid. I know my wife would. I love how they did that right there. Yes, I only have 100 subs. I've had my channel 2 months. Actually, 100 subs in 2 months is actually pretty good. I'm very good with the tech side. That's awesome, dude. I'm challenged with the tech side. Of course, some people would argue I'm challenged in general. Not making fun of anybody. I'm making fun of me. Oh, shoot, I grabbed the wrong piece. All right, well, see what I mean? I'm challenged. But I know exactly where it's at, so I'll be right back. I am very happy that I bought the screen, the insect screen, to replace that up here, because about 9 o'clock in p.m. I just open up the window and let all the hot air out, and the air that comes in is cooler than the air in the inside. So I'm going to save a lot of money in my air conditioning here. Oh, come on. Legos are evil, man. I'm telling you. They like to really be a pain in the rear. All mocks, no sets included. That is even more awesome. I'm working on an alien planet city planet. That even sounds way cooler than I thought. Hey, best of luck to you on that. I would love to see pictures. So far in my city, I only, well, technically, because I haven't placed it yet, I have 0 official Lego sets in my city as well. I am going to have official Lego sets, just not that many. I want my city to be truly customized, and I want it to be mine. And I don't mean mine as in I've got money and I just put it out there, official Lego sets, and lined them up and said, look at my city. I'm sorry, but that kind of gets... Ooh, Italian Gaming. I read your message before I saw your hello. I have to get surgery on my spine. I struggle on getting trans lime green. Yes, that sounds like an expensive color. Italian Gaming, I am so sorry to hear that. Are you comfortable telling us a little bit more about it? I would love to know. And in case, I mean, I don't know, Owen, how much you watch my channel, but the reason why what Italian Gaming says, why it interests me, is that I've had spine surgery 3 times. So I'm very familiar with spine problems. Not every spine problem, but enough that I've had surgery on it 3 times, and it's always been different locations, not always the same. It really does bite, and it hurts like something I won't say on the air. Yeah, spine problems are no joke, dude. No joke at all. I got spinal stenosis and spinal infection. Yikes. Yeah, I was there. I don't know if Spencer would be mad at me for saying this, but when Spencer was young, they thought he had a problem, and they did a spinal tap, and I was in the room with him, holding him because he was young, and that was brutal. I got chills, back pain, and a headache. I am really sorry to hear that. This is the one time being fat comes to your advantage. You're going to go to the hospital later. Do you think, are you having a surgery done today, or is this a checkup? I mean, like, how serious we talking? And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I just don't know how to say it, so I'm saying it the best I can. And that's one thing about me you'll learn. I like to joke around, but I never need to be insensitive. I just don't know how to say things sometimes. But I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm sorry about that, dude. I hope you can get to the hospital and get looked at, man. Find out what they can do for you. I'm just laying in bed right now with my computer. Well, sometimes, that is all you can do. I mean, again, I'm not trying to make this about me. I kind of feel almost guilty bringing up anything about myself. But I will tell you that when I had my surgeries, there were times that's all I had was my tablet, just laying in bed. That's all I could do, I don't understand how this goes on there. Oh, there it goes. Can you read my last message? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss one? Any idea what it is? No, I don't. Because none of my family is answering my text messages. Dude, my family does. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not trying to make this about me, but dude, I totally understand that. Because my family's the same way. If they need something and I don't answer the text messages, oh my gosh, all hell breaks loose. But if I text them, oh, well, we just get to it when we get to it. And I'm sorry to say that, but my family is the same exact way. And boy, do I get irritated with that. Mr. Wicket, how you doing? Oh, I have a pelvic tilt. What is that? Okay. It sounds like it'd be straightforward, but you got to remember, I'm naive on a lot of things. I feel like I know a lot, but then the more I live life, the more I realize what I don't know. So how does that, let me ask it a different way. How does that affect your day-to-day life? I think that's more important. It's like, what problems does it create? Do you hardly notice it? Like, what are the day-to-day, problems with it? I'm doing great, actually. I've had a really good day, and I was able to verify. I bought, I think it was like, I want to say it was 13, 14 sets off a guy a little less than 2 months ago. And I've been just kind of going through it and verifying that all the pieces are there. And yesterday I went through the ATTE walker, and it's been a lot of fun, actually. Mr. Wicket, what have you been up to? Owen says pain. Okay. Wow, I'm sorry to hear it. Sounds like we're all kind of dealing with our own stuff, man. And I don't mean that to be cold. I'm just saying it sounds like we all got our little things going on. I've had spine surgery 3 times, and even though I've had the surgery, things are better, but they're not in the clear, man. There are mornings that I wake up in pain, and I got to lay there for a minute before I can even move. Got to get kind of used to the pain before I can get up. I push on anyway, because life has got to go on. But it's no fun. I'm building Star Wars sets like, oh, awesome. Which one are you working on right now, man? City's my favorite theme, but Star Wars is a close second. I have most of the Ultimate Collector Series ones. I don't have all of them, but most of them. Now, I really like this look right here with these, how they use these Technic pieces and made it look like a pillar, and they put them different ways. I think that looks really cool. Okay. It's hard to believe I've been going almost an hour. But, yeah. Oh, yes, I have that one. And I love that one. I love how they made it look just like the movie. I mean, it is just fascinating. So awesome. I'm glad you're building that one. What do you think of it so far? Hello, G-Man. How's it going? Like the name. Because my name is Jeff, spelled with a G. So I can relate to being called the G-Man. I'm half joking, but not really. It's actually a cool name. Your name, I mean, not my name. All right, and just like that, everybody, I am out of pieces that I laid out for this build. Let's show you what it should look like. The instructions have not told us. Okay, there we go. Put these together, but we're going to anyway. All right, so you can clearly see this is where the tram comes in. This right here brings up the arms. And yeah, the tram comes this way and lands over here. There's going to be a red bridge over here. I can tell you that. This goes higher, and actually it goes much higher. Ain't the first time I've been here. I'm sorry, man. G-Man, I forgot. That is one thing about me. I'm over 50, so my age or my memory kind of fades sometimes on certain aspects. In fact, let me tell you an embarrassing story about that. I had a guy, I went to Brick Slopes a couple years ago, and this guy came up to me, and he was so excited to talk to me. And I can tell that he felt like he knew me, but I didn't know who he was. And we talked for a minute, and I was trying to play it off like I knew him. And the guy all of a sudden goes, "You don't have any idea who I am, do you?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And he goes, "That's okay. You probably meet a lot of people." And actually, I do. I may only have a little under 2,000 subscribers, but believe it or not, 60% of my stuff is watched by subscribers. So that means 40% of you that watch are not subscribed. So there's a lot more people that watch my channel than what subscribers I have. And oh my gosh, I felt so bad. He was like, "Yeah, on New Year's Eve a couple years ago, we stood in line at the Lego store together for like 6 hours waiting for sets." And I don't remember the guy. I totally don't. He's like, "Oh yeah, we talked about my kids. We did this, we did that." And I was like, I vaguely remember. I don't remember him, but I do remember that when Starbucks opened in the morning, he saved my place in line. I went and got us both something to drink. I do remember doing that, but I don't remember the guy. And I felt so awful because the dude was so excited to see me again, and he just wanted to talk. And I'm like, "I don't know who you are, dude." So, yeah, my memory, that's one thing about me. Sometimes my memory fades me, and I apologize. And if I ever do that again, I'm so sorry. That is not my intent to be rude to people and blow them off. Trust me, that's the last thing I want to do. Anyways, if you guys would, please hit that like button. Subscribe. If you have subscribed, just check and make sure you're still subscribed. And there's some links in the description if you want to check that out. I don't feel like saying all that today. Italian Gaming, please take care of yourself. Get the help you need with your back, and I hope you're feeling better. And you guys, be good to each other. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.